My responses to the shooting in Kent was simply the fact that the people weren't behaving properly, and apparently they have asked for that sort of thing.
This presentation will look at how the application of coercion is used to enforce public authority. Reason is defined by its output. For example, someone who desires self-preservation is rational. Someone who doesn't is not. For a state, reason takes the form of governmental action based on the needs or requirements of the state or public authority. It is our position that the impact of public authority's coercive power on compliance of citizens is inconsistent. Some citizens perceive coercive power as illegitimate and do not trust public authority, whereas others perceive coercive power as legitimate and do trust public authority. The perceptual differences may lead to negative interactions and lack of compliance. Control and punishment are not always effective in ensuring compliance and can backfire.
American soldiers had shot American students on American soil.
On May 4, 1970, members of the Ohio National Guard fired on unarmed students at Kent State, killing 4 and seriously injuring 9. This horrific massacre is regarded as a historic moment of public unrest during the Vietnam War. The bloody incident shocked and further divided a nation already riven by dissent over the war, and was taken by some as a warning that the U.S. might be edging towards the brink of a different kind of warfare on the home front. After the ROTC building was firebombed, Mayor Leroy Satrum requested that Governor James Rhodes call in the National Guard. Rhodes declared martial law, all but taking personal command of the Guardsmen without consulting Guard officials or a school administration, and ordered all assemblies, peaceful and otherwise, to be broken up. After noon, there was a single shot fired, followed by a salvo by the troopers that lasted about 3 seconds. No warning had been issued, and few students believed that the rifles were loaded. Ignoring cries for help, the Guardsmen marched away. In this case, coercive power was wielded by an authority, Ohio Governor Rhodes, whose actions lacked legitimacy in the eyes of Kent State student protesters. Over 1,000 Kent State faculty members passed the following resolution even before the evidence was in. We hold the Guardsmen acting under orders and severe psychological pressures less responsible for the massacre than is Governor Rhodes, whose inflammatory statements produced these pressures. While Governor Rhodes had legitimate authority to take action, it was an abusive enactment of coercive force from which citizens lost trust in public authority, delegitimizing Rhodes's actions. It is, however, through the use of legitimate coercive power to enforce domestic law and to maintain the boundaries that is the most effective means of obtaining citizens' trust and compliance and for regulating public life. In civil society, one expects unbiased judges who can help individuals judge their cases without self-interest or passion, to determine judgments and have a police force that can ensure an individual's unequal power does not deteriorate from right to might. In conclusion, reason alone is insufficient to enforce public authority. Mankind simply does not always default to doing what's right for the greater good. Man has a tendency to act in passionate, biased, and ignorant ways, for which then reason would dictate the simplest means of realizing justice.